Discernment, discernment, discernment. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And if we didn't learn in 2020, I would hope that this round after this, we will. So today we're going to talk about Creators Alliance, a group that basically marketed itself in countries like Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Puerto Rico, a lot of Caribbean islands, the Bahamas, and so on. But behind the branding, the TikToks, the reels of opportunity, thousands have lost their money in this scheme. And this hits home. So today we're going to talk about all of it and what you can do to prevent yourself from falling right into this trap. And realistically, just based on the past, this is likely to happen again. But at least we could have conversations about it and spread awareness on scams. This situation made news. It's not just a thing where people are casually whispering on WhatsApp or making vague posts about Creators Alliance. This is very serious. Loop News, St. Vincent Times, and many other news outlets reported on Creators Alliance, and a lot of these outlets highlighted how the investors felt, which is financially drained, confused, hurt, all of the above. This is very real. So when you join, you're presented with different packages. Package 1, Package 2, Package 3, Tier 1, Tier 2, whatever they call it. And you choose the package you're interested in. Different packages have different fees. So based on the package that you choose, you'd supposedly earn more. So from my understanding, the general workflow of it is that you need to watch videos and or post content, and in return, you'll get that monthly payment or so. And you get paid again based on the package you choose. So I guess package 3 would get a higher pay than someone who chose package 1 to give people that flexibility. Were users able to withdraw funds? Yes, initially users were able to get payouts at first, obviously until everything blew up. And that's not too far-fetched in itself, because if you're investing, then they want to build that trust with you. So you would get payouts in the very early stages. Why not? And the more people that come in, the merrier, right? So just think about it for a second. You would be able to withdraw funds. Imagine if the Creators Alliance started and people having difficulty immediately, then they would not have gotten as far as they did. So establishing trust is very common, and it's not that far-fetched at all. So I'm going to read a couple comments on Reddit. So someone says, I, along with 50,000 people from the Caribbean countries and many others, have been tricked into this Ponzi scheme. They promise high returns for the exchange of watching videos. The red flag began last week in March, where persons began having withdrawal issues. And the withdrawal delay was blamed on filing taxes and was promised to be resolved once taxes were filed. However, this delay kept being pushed back further and further into April. Withdrawals that normally took 3 to 5 days began taking weeks until they completely stopped all communication and ignored requests for withdrawals. Crazy. And from what I'm seeing, people took loans to invest into this, which is insane. I also saw a guy say like he used his rent or something like that, and we really have to want better for ourselves. I also saw people standing outside the office in St. Lucia, and I'm just like, you're not getting that money back. That money is gone. What people also need to acknowledge is that not because you made a couple hundreds off of it means it's legitimate. That means nothing in the grand scheme of things. So you have to see it like this. Scams tend to thrive on urgency, right? It's a buildup of emotions. All of this is psychological. So you see people making money, you see examples of them getting rich quick and stuff like that, and you want to hop on board. Who doesn't want to make more money, right? But you have to look out for the red flags, and discernment needs to be your best friend when it comes to your own dollar. If that was the case, then why all of us not rich yet? Nothing is easy, and people need to understand that. Nothing is easy. Like, you don't wake up one day and you have it all. And a lot of these schemes are presented that way, let's get this money, let's get this bread. By December, we looking lit. And that's just not how reality is. Promises, and heavy on promises of guaranteed return. A return is never guaranteed, okay? So that should be a red flag. Like, there's no given with whatever investment. You can lose. You can lose. You make money by recruiting others. Anytime you see this type of marketing, multi-level marketing, then tell yourself, that is a red flag. Why do I need to bring in other people to thrive? So as long as you see it's a recruiting thing, stay out of it. It could be your best friend. Tell them you're good on that. No product or clear business model. Why are you doing what you're doing? What's the backstory here? Does it seem really clear? Like, your path of doing something, does it seem really clear? You don't even understand the business. You don't know who is the head, you just know minimal about these people. Think about it that way. Feeling the pressure to act fast, if you don't jump on this wave right now, then you're completely missing out, or feeling a burden that you can't ask too much questions, because if you ask questions, you will be kind of dismissed, or the answers to your questions will be very vague and things like that. Leaders who can't be found when things go left. Who brought you on? Who hyped you up during this process? Where are they now when the company is underwater? And you also have to be mindful that a lot of these businesses, sometimes they shut down entirely and they manifest itself in other names in later months, but it's the same people running the same scam. So people need a real community, real investment, real support, not things that are fancy and dressed up with pretty graphics only to make you lose your money. But we do need to educate ourselves on what's legitimate versus what's not legitimate, and it is a work in progress. Like, you see people doing well, people doing better than you, and you want to hop on that wave too. You want to change your life. On the other side of it, people are looking for a way to better themselves and just acquire more, but nothing is promised, and also you can't change your life doing these things expecting grand results. People, especially in the Caribbean, like, we deserve better. You see opportunities like this come, you should definitely side-eye it before putting your money into it. It's hard. The economy is hard right now. I'm talking to you all right now, and the stock market is chaotic. Discernment in this case just means slowing your roll, asking the right questions, the uncomfortable questions, not moving too fast, and also trusting your gut. And trusting your gut is so important on your financial journey. So if you found this useful, subscribe for more real conversations about money, and remember, most importantly, that we're playing long game.